Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel Vortigot Gaming. Let's run some Mythic Plus dungeons in World of Warcraft. Today we are going to be running a Neltharus, level 13, as an Arcane Mage. The weekly affixes are Fortified, Incorporeal, and Sanguine. I will be doing my best to give a live commentary of the dungeon run. If you are into that kind of content, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Alright. So the hunter has called out that we are going to be using the, my time warp ability on the bosses. Typically I like to use time warp on boss 1, which is where we're going right now. That's going to be the mammoth bosses. They actually show up as boss 3 on this sidebar right here. But most of the time when we have a, most of the time when I've run this dungeon, we have always gone to the left over here to take out the mammoth boss first. Alright. Oh, I do want to take care of this Incorporeal being right here. This week is a good week to be using the set focus ability if you do have the default UI. Or if you're using some kind of add-ons, just make sure you have a way to quickly target to one of the ghosts that will randomly spawn every once in a while. And then after you take care of business by CCing them with something, I like to use polymorph since I'm a mage. And then once you've taken care of that, they actually damage won't break polymorph, so you can switch right back to, oh, okay, they've taken care of that. So you can switch right back to whatever enemies you are dealing with. Alright. I've actually done all my runs for this week for the Vault gear, so this is more of just like a practice run, since next week is going to be Tyrannical week, and in my experience this is a relatively hard dungeon on Tyrannical week, some of the bosses. It's not like the worst one out of the whole roster this season, but it can be pretty rough. So I'm just going through this to see, you know, maybe there's a way that I can practice some of these mechanics for next week. As in, hopefully the boss does not die too quickly, since it looks like we do have quite a few DPS in here that can deal out a lot of damage. Hopefully we can get at least one round of mechanics for each boss before killing them.
I need to target something first.
So here's the first boss. We are going to be using Hero on this boss. He has already pulled, or our tank has already pulled, so I'll go ahead and pop Hero right now. We'll go into a burn. Basically the way to play Arcane Mage is that you have two phases to your rotation. You have the burn phase and you have the conserve phase. The burn phase is what I'm doing right now. You apply Radiant Spark to your target, cast 4 spells at that target, throw in a barrage, and then as the barrage is traveling you activate Touch the Magi. And the idea is that Radiant Spark and Touch of the Magi both give you burn windows to do as much damage to the target as possible. And then once the Touch of the Magi window is over, you go to your conserve phase, which is basically just use your abilities in such a way that you have mana for your next burn phase. So right now I'm going back into the burn phase. I also am about to get run over by this guy, so make sure we... Oh, okay, I thought there was going to be a gap there. Luckily, the boss doesn't hit too hard, so we can actually take them down before I die. And therefore I can give myself a slash cheer and move on to the next boss. Right. So in the next part of the dungeon, there is going to be a mechanic involving some chains. Basically, we're going to pull some chains and trip some of the adds up. It's going to make them take massive amounts of damage. I'm not sure if the tank is going to be doing that for this part of the dungeon, though. I've had some mixed results with running this dungeon earlier this week at around this level. Since level 13 is usually not that high, so kind of the people you run into if you're pugging, they may not understand like the most optimal mechanics yet. But you don't necessarily need optimization when you're running a dungeon at this level. You just need to practice the mechanics and, well, don't die, right? And that's kind of what we're doing here ourselves, because I am not too familiar with all of the mechanics here, and I want to make sure I am before we try running this on Tyrannical next week. So it looks like he's only pulling maybe a couple ads at a time. So I don't think, you know, using the chains here is going to, I guess, save too much time. Although actually, if he's going to do a massive pull right here, maybe I'll set a focus on the, okay. I maybe should have waited before the, whatchamacallit was done. No, we'll go ahead and, oh, I don't have Blink ready. It's okay. Or as I was saying, I probably should have waited before, or till after that guy finished his frontal to walk in front of him, since I did get hit by his frontal. I forgot what ad that was. I can figure it out when I, you know, review the gameplay here. Anyway, you know what? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a burn here. My idea is that I want to line up the burn during the boss fight with the mechanic where we trip him with the chains, since after we trip him 3 times with the chains, I believe he does get a kind of a debuff that makes him take, I think, 50% more damage from all sources. So I do want to make sure that I line up my burn window with those type of debuffs when they happen. Alright. Okay. We'll just sidestep that. I think I can... Yeah, so I can interrupt this guy with Dragon's Breath. That's good to know. Okay. And luckily, someone has already put markers for where the chain should go. So we're going to be looking to stand in one of those when that happens. We will just hold on to our burn ingredients for now. Okay. And then this is about the time where he's going to target 3 people with chains. Okay, so we're already in position. We'll go ahead and blink over. Set up a kind of clothesline for him to trip on. Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead and trip him now. And then once he gets to that last part, we'll go ahead and hit hero on ourselves. Okay. We'll use some cooldowns on this. I think this should be enough to actually kill him, since this is only a level 13. Alright. And actually this should do it for this boss fight right here, after our burn is over. So we'll give ourselves a slash here and move on to the 3rd part of the dungeon. Also hit shift and power to give us some of our cooldowns back. Set a focus on this target right here, throw in an Arcane Orb. Interrupt the Mending Clay. And we'll go ahead and do a burn right here. Bone Mender should be going down soon. Alright. And then I'm not sure what map geometry I'm getting stuck on there, but you know what, it's fine. We are actually already ready to do the burning chain again, or maybe not. I guess I can't activate it for some reason. That's weird. Yeah, I think the chain might be glitched. Either way, it's not that big of a deal. We do have ingredients for our burn available, so we can actually just go in and throw one of those in. Let's see, Magmatusk. Ooh, I think we woke up the guy on the stairs. That's a new one. Typically, we can actually run right past him. I think one of those enemies was sleeping right over there. Maybe like 10-20 seconds ago. But I guess we'll just take him now for some extra percentage. That should be all right. We'll also kite him up the stairs. He's going to die soon anyway. There we go. And then this next pull could be an issue depending on how many the tank is going to pull. Is he going to pull? Okay, he's going to pull quite a few of them. All right, both. Oh. Okay, I thought both ghosts were taken care of, but I guess not. Now they are. Oh, I also want to dodge this frontal. I don't have the greatest camera angles in that hallway right there, so I think it's a good thing if we can get out of there as soon as we can. All right, we'll blink over. Alright, you know what? I will go ahead and we will do a full burn with Arcane Surge. Alright.
I don't have a target.
We do want to give ourselves some healing though. I think these are the guys that, well, we have to pull these guys eventually anyway, since that direction over there, that doorway's the way back down to the last boss of the dungeon. But it looks like we're going to go ahead and pull them now. Also, I'm going to, okay, just make sure that it's taken care of and we don't accidentally knock him out of the CC. Yeah, so there is a little bit of freedom on how to run this dungeon. So, you know, if you're running this dungeon with a tank that you've never run with before, I would say you should at least discuss maybe a few things about the run before you start the queue. So, for example, where you're going to use Lust and maybe a little bit about what path you take. But other than that, it shouldn't be... There shouldn't be too much variation in the routes. All right. So it is a fortified week. I think on former fortified weeks, we have been using Lust for this boss, but I don't know. Oh, I do want to dodge the swirly on the ground. I don't know if that's the play for Tyrannical though. It seems like we may want to save Lust for the last boss on a Tyrannical week. I'm not sure about that though. Alright, we are going to go ahead and jump down here, it looks like. Should I do? You know what? I'll do a burn. I think that's fine. Alright. Okay. No, we'll hit him with some arcane missiles, charge up some harmony stacks. Oh, it looks like we are actually going to pull this group over here as well. And you know what? I think I'll save my cooldowns. I think I'm going to want to use them on pull for the boss, and there's not enough time between now and then to do so. let them take care of the rest. Alright, we'll go ahead and do a burn.
Let's see what I have for you.
Alright.
I'll hammer you into shape. Vent the forge.
Got to set a focus on my target. That might be important, since the ghosts are out. After this last swirly, we can go ahead and actually go into the a burn phase. I'm pretty sure the swirlies target you 4 times in total. We'll also move a little bit back, so... Oh, it looks like the tank is a little bit in the line of fire, but that's alright. This guy's pretty much dead. So we'll give ourselves a slash cheer and move on to the last boss of the dungeon. We have 17 minutes left. That should be more than enough time. We also have already taken care of the ads blocking the pathway back down. Alright. Hug the wall so that you don't pull Iron Torch Commander over there. We can go ahead and drop back down here. I think I'm going to want to focus the bird here, since it does have a knockback attack that does quite a bit of damage, like that right there. Okay. You know what? I think the bird has been taken care of quite a bit, so you know what? We'll go for the warden. I think the bird's going to die from the kind of the AoE cleave coming in, so it's not too big of a deal to focus the other guys for now. Alright, we'll go ahead and hit shifting power to get some of our cooldowns back. Where's this Lavamancer? We'll set focus on the Lavamancer, I think. He does have a barrier ability that you do have to burn through. Here it comes, right here. We'll barrage in. I interrupted too early. So he's still doing his Molten Army, but you know what, that's fine. I don't think the Molten Army is going to be that big of an issue. Set focus. Actually, you know what? We'll... Yeah, our tank's gonna pull that pack soon anyway, so... We'll run towards the bird so that we don't get knocked back too far. We'll also turn around. Okay, never mind. Someone already took care of that one. Molten Army. I will actually interrupt it this time. There we go. And you know what? I think I'll save my cooldowns. It's not that big of a deal to use them. Well, actually, no. That's the exact opposite of what I meant to say, isn't it? It actually is a big deal if I want to use them, because I do want them available for the boss. Well, actually, maybe not. There is a mechanic on this boss where I think it's after she does the barrier. Once you break her barrier with those piles of gold, she will take extra damage. Actually, you know what? We will not use our cooldowns here, since I believe there is just slightly not enough time to line up my cooldowns with when she actually gets the Molten Barrier. Okay. We will focus the Raging Ember. Make sure this ad dies.
Feel the burn!
Did that hit? I think that hit, right? That must have hit. Okay. We'll give ourselves a hero. I think that's fine. And we will do a ton of damage to her since she is taking extra damage in this window, I believe. Right?
Have some trinkets!
Alright. And that should about do it for our Neltharus, level 13. We'll go ahead and give ourselves a slash cheer, thank everyone for a clean run, and even congratulate them for beating the dungeon on time. Alright. And of course we are an Arcane Mage, so the common courtesy is to give everyone a portal back to the main hub of the expansion. And I think that's going to about do it here, so if you liked what you saw here, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see me run any other dungeons during Dragonflight Mythic Plus Season 2, let me know in a comment down below which dungeon you'd like to see me run, and hopefully I can get around to posting a VOD of that. Anyway, that's going to about do it for me here, so I hope you all had fun watching, and I will see you all later.